Hi, Verbling. My name's Michaela. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and today we're talking about some common mistakes, like the difference between so and such, and some other differences. If anyone wants to friend me on Facebook, I'm going to put my Facebook name in the chat boxes now. And Suna, welcome to class.
Hello.
It's nice to meet you, Suna. I think this is the first time you've been in one of my classes. Is that right?
Yeah, my first time in this class.
Awesome.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Where are you from?
I'm from Korea. I live in San Francisco.
Excellent. Good to have you here.
too.
Salvatore, welcome to class.
Hi teacher, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I like your picture. Where is that taken?
I was there in La Coruña, Spain.
Wow, beautiful.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay. Muscab, welcome to class.
Hi, how are you, my teacher?
I'm doing very well. Is this the first time I've had you in a class?
Yes, it's the first time.
Welcome. Where are you from?
I am from Somalia.
Wow, it's good to have you here.
Okay, good lucky.
Jairo, welcome to class.
Hi, Michaela. Thank you. How are you?
Good to see you again. I'm doing very well, enjoying my weekend.
It's my first time in your class.
It's your first time in this class?
Yes.
Interesting. I used to have a different student named Jairo also. Am I pronouncing it right? Jairo?
Jairo.
Jairo. Ah, okay. Because I had
Excellent.
a Brazilian student named Jairo with a J sound, but you must be from a Spanish-speaking nation.
Yes.
Where are you from?
I'm from Colombia.
Ah, well, welcome. And it's good to meet you, Jairo.
Thank you, Michaela.
All right. Eduardo, welcome to class.
Hello, welcome. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you perfectly, Eduardo.
Great. It's my first time too.
Excellent. We have a bunch of newbies today. It's wonderful. Where are you from, Eduardo?
I'm from Brazil.
Awesome. What part of Brazil?
I live in the very south of Brazil.
Cool. I'm living in Brazil right now as well.
Good. Where?
In Minas.
Oh.
I live in a town called Chimoteo, which is just maybe 3 or 4 hours outside of Belo Horizonte.
Yes, I heard about.
It's beautiful here, and I'm
place.
very excited about the World Cup coming up.
Yeah.
All right. Nam, welcome to class.
Hi, teacher.
Hi, nice to meet you, Nam. Where are you from?
I'm from Vietnam.
All right. It's good to have you here with us.
Yeah. Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you. Rodolfo.
Hi, teacher.
Hi, welcome to class.
Thank you, teacher. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Where are you from?
I'm from Colombia.
Awesome. You're not the only Colombian in class today.
Yes.
Okay, so we have a lot of new students, so I will offer this to anyone who needs it. If you guys have any questions, let me know on Facebook, or of course ask me in class. Anything you need to know about Verbling or about me or anything else, about English, whatever. And I will put the notes for you guys in the chat box and screen share as well. So you can load these up if you choose, or you can follow along with my screen share. All right. So we're going to talk about some very common mistakes, starting with the difference between so and such. So the basics how to use so and such. I'm going to ask Eduardo, will you read this highlighted section for us?
All right. Look at the sentence. Lisa is so beautiful woman. Does the grammar look okay to you? If you think so, then you need to study. Oh, disappear. To study the rules of so and such again because the sentence is wrong. Let's review the basic grammar rules for so and such.
Okay. Next up, Heido, will you read the examples under so plus adjective? And I'll highlight that for you.
Yes. The examples?
The examples and one sentence below.
Okay. So, más adjective example. This test is so hard. I can run so fast. Movie was both of that sentence. The words hard.
All right. Thank you, Heido. And we have one more paragraph of notes here that I'm going to ask Muscab to read for us.
Okay. Meaning, the meaning of the word so in the first and third sentences is similarly to vary. This tasty is so hard. Is similarly to this tasty is very hard. In the third sentence, so tells you how soon the movie was, how sad was it said enough to make Bella cry. That is extra. The level of sadness the movie was so sad that Bella cried. That is so sad. It was.
Okay, thank you very much. So the first way that we use so is plus an adjective. We say so and then an adjective. And we use such with adjective, such plus adjective plus noun, meaning that it has to be part of a noun phrase. These examples here that I'm highlighting, I'm going to ask Nam to read for us.
Okay. Examples. Lisa is such a beautiful woman. I don't want to swim in such dirty water. Duff is such a fool.
Thank you. And this paragraph of notes for using such will be Rodolfo's turn to read.
Okay. Such in the sentence has the same meaning as so. From the sentence, this test is so hard. But you cannot use so if a noun comes after it. This is a rule. That is why we use such. The nouns in the above sentence are woman, water, and fool. Woman and fool are countable singular nouns, so this sentence also needs an article a. Water is an uncountable noun, so it does not need an article a, an, or the.
Thank you very much. All right, we have an exception here. And I'm going to highlight a couple sentences here for Salvatore to read for us.
exception, so plus many, much, few, little, noun. So can come before a noun if the adjective many, much, few, little also before the noun. This sentence again, teacher.
Just read until it says this. Just the sentences are correct. Okay.
The sentences are correct. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. And the examples there, Suna, will you read them for us?
Yeah. There are so many balloons. Mike drank so much beer. He has so few friends. We have so little time. This is a special case.
Thank you very much. So, these are the basic differences about how we use so and such for intermediate or upper intermediate grammar. Of course, there are other ways to use so and such that are more advanced as well. I hope this has been helpful. Okay, let's test ourselves and see if we understand. There is a paragraph here, and in the blanks you have to fill in so or such, and it should be pretty easy. Sentence number 1, Eduardo, will you read for us the first sentence and fill in the blank?
Oh, this has been such a bad summer.
Thank you very much. Next sentence, Gustavo, welcome to class.
Hi, Michaela, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Have you been following along with our activities?
A few minutes only.
Okay, well then I'll ask you to jump in after we answer these questions and you can get caught up while we're answering this paragraph, okay?
Okay.
All right, so the next sentence will be for Haido. Can you read the next sentence and fill in the blank?
For me?
Excuse me.
Yeah, Haido. Go ahead and fill in the blank with so, such, or some other combination of words that we talked about.
Yes. There have been such rainy days.
Okay, so such rainy days doesn't exactly make sense here because in this spot we're talking about a countable item. We need to know how many rainy days. So a better answer would be something like there have been so many or so few rainy days or so little rainy days.
Rainy days, so much.
So many.
So many rainy days, since days are countable. Much is for something uncountable like water. So much water, so much flour, so much sugar. But so many days, so many books, so many tables. Okay, so there have been so many rainy days. Yesterday it was rainy and cold. Next sentence, Muscab. Will you read the next sentence for us and fill in the blank?
Okay. Raining and cold. I tried to take the bus. Cold, but the bus was Wo- Ooh.
What was that?
Bus was not full. Wasn't.
You're saying wasn't full?
Was not full.
Okay, you could put that there, but we're trying to decide if so or such is a better fit in this blank.
Okay.
Do you think so or such would be better?
Okay. So full.
Mm-hmm. And will you finish that sentence?
Full that I couldn't even get on, so I decided to walk to school. I didn't have an umbrella, so I got with
Thank you very much. And the next sentence will be for Rodolfo.
Okay, I got so with that I had to change into my gym clothes when I got to school.
Thank you very much. Next sentence, Nam, did you get to answer one yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Then Salvatore, will you go next?
I felt like such an idiot in the gym clothes at school, but they were the only dry clothes I had.
Thank you. And that last sentence there, Suna. Suna, will you read it for us?
The weather can make life so difficult sometimes.
Thanks. And Adela, welcome to class.
Hello.
Have you had a chance to follow along with the activity we're working on right now?
I have the sheet with the activity. Yes.
Okay. Do you think you'd be able to read the whole paragraph with the blanks properly filled in?
What paragraph? Sorry?
Well, we just worked on this exercise that I'm screen sharing that we have to fill in the blank with so many.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Did you get a chance to follow along in that activity with us? Okay, great. Then read the whole paragraph with the correct answers that we already stated.
Okay. Sorry, I don't understand. This finish, no? Because the last is the weather.
It is. We answered all of the blanks. Now I'm just asking you to review it for us and read the paragraph with all of the correct answers in it.
Okay. This has been such a bad summer. I arrived to the middle. Sorry. This has been such a bad summer. There have been so many rainy days. Yesterday it was rainy and cold. I tried to take the bus to school, but the bus was so full that I couldn't even get on. So I decided to walk to school. I didn't have an umbrella, so I got wet. I got so wet that I had to change into my gym clothes when I finally got to school. I felt like such an idiot in my gym clothes at school, but they were the only dry clothes I had. The weather can make life such a difficult, life so difficult sometimes.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we're going to move on to another topic, a small grammar topic, and we'll come back to the so-such thing at the end. So, experiences or experience, count versus non-count nouns. This is another very common mistake people make. So we're going to understand the difference between an experience and experience in general. Okay. So students often have trouble with the noun experience. This is because experience has two main meanings. There's two different definitions. Here we have one definition, one meaning for the word experience. And I'm going to ask Suna to read it for us.
Yes. Meaning one, the countable experience. I have an interesting experience at school today. In this sentence, an experience is an event or incident. It is an event that you were a part of when the event made an impression on you. It's something you will remember. This type of experience are countable, just like events. If you had an interesting experience at school today, that means one interesting thing happened to you. For example, you kissed a girl or boy for the first time.
Thank you very much. And some examples of this meaning of experience. Salvatore, will you read it for us?
Yes. Climbing Mount Everest was an experience that I'll never forget. This is one event that happened in the past. I have had some bad experience with taxi drivers. The speaker has had 2 or 3 unpleasant stories about taxi drivers that she has experienced herself. Each of these stories or events was a bad experience.
Thank you very much. And we have definition number 2 for the word experience. I'm going to ask Rodolfo to read it for us.
Okay. I have experience with computers. In this sentence, experience means familiarity. You have used computers for many years. So you are familiar with them, you have knowledge of them, and you have skill using them. This experience is the familiarity and knowledge you have of something because you have used it for a period of time. This experience is non-countable. It is not even that happened to you. It is something you have gained over a period of time by doing something. Use like knowledge, understanding, or familiarity. You can't count it.
Okay. And then, of course, some examples of this definition. Nam, will you read it for us?
No. Here are some examples of the uncountable form of the word experience. I have 8 years of teaching experience. This means I have taught in practice for 8 years. Michael has just graduated college. He doesn't have any work experience. He has never worked. He has no familiarity with working and no knowledge of what working is like.
Thank you very much. So, experience, set expressions, and idioms. We have some outlying ways that we use experience to talk about expressions or use these expressions. And there's 3 of them listed there. Muscab, will you read them for us, those 3 expressions?
Okay. In my experience, Bob is a good teacher. Based on my experience, Bob is a good teacher. Speaking for experience, Bob is a good teacher.
Thank you very much. And the definition below plus one more idiom. Actually, no, just the definition below. I'm going to ask Haido, will you read them for us?
Yes. Speaking from experience, Bob is a good teacher. Meanings, you have learned that Bob is a good teacher from the knowledge you have gained from studying with him personally. Here is one useful idiom. Experience is the best teacher, meaning we learn best by doing things and getting direct experience. For example, people learn more about surfing by going to the beach and trying to surf. This is better than reading about surfing on the internet.
Okay. So I'd like everyone to choose one of these idioms and write a sentence using it in the chat box. So your options are experience is the best teacher, speaking from experience, based on my experience, or in my experience. Choose from one of those 4 idioms or expressions and write a sentence in the chat box with it.
Excuse me.
Question?
What is the exercise?
So right now, just write a simple sentence telling me about something you know from experience. Saying, in my experience, blah, blah, blah. Or based on my experience, I know such and such. So just use one of these set expressions to write a sentence in the chat box.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready, you can send it, and I will read them and make any necessary corrections before we go on and get more practice. Awesome. We have it started. In my experience, learning English every day is good practice. Okay, great sentence, but we need to change learn to learning. Learning English every day is good practice.
Okay.
And it's a great idea.
Thank you.
Okay, we have some in the Google chat box. In my experience, teenagers are very crowded. Interesting
It's
sentence.
not.
When you say
Yes.
crowded, what do you mean?
No, it's a mistake. Sorry. I yes. Louder. A lot of noises. Oh,
I see. Noisy. Yes, that's
Noisy.
very true. They're very noisy.
yes. I confuse the words.
Okay.
I write sorry because this is a mistake.
I see. No problem.
When they're noises because they are in group, in crowded.
I see. Yes, that's totally true. Teenagers always come
Yeah.
in crowds, very noisy crowds.
Yes.
Okay. Next one. In my experience, the weather is warmer year by year. Ooh. Getting political here. Global warming. Great sentence, Nam. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, teacher.
In my experience, oh, that's the same one that I read before. So, in my experience, speaking with fluence in English is so hard. Yes, that's totally true. And that would be fluency. Speaking with fluency in English is very hard.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's a great sentence. Thanks, Rodolfo. In my experience, I am manager in 10 years. Interesting. So this one actually makes a mistake that we talked a little bit about already. You can say something like, I have experience. Like, I have 10 years experience in managing. That would be a better way to say the idea you're trying to convey there, Muscab. But if you want to start with, in my experience, you have to give some kind of advice. Like, in my experience, dogs are dirty, or something like that. So maybe try one more.
Okay.
And based on my experience, having a good internet this class are not a problem. Okay. I'm not sure exactly. The expression is good based on my experience. And having is the right tense for that verb. And then I'm a little confused. So having good internet. Having good internet in class is not a problem? Is that what you wanted to say?
Yes, it's
It's not a problem.
signal of internet.
What?
Is a signal of internet. Is I have a bad internet class broken.
I see. So are you trying to say that your internet quality is important for class?
Having good internet in class is
Are you trying to say that you have very good internet or that you don't have very good internet?
more or less.
Okay. So you could say, based on my experience, having good internet in class is not a problem. That's a good way to say that. All right.
Sorry,
And
teacher, I have to go now.
okay, well, thank you very much for being with us, and I hope to
Yeah.
see you again soon.
See you later, teacher. Bye.
All right, we have a couple more sentences in the Verbling chat box. In my experience, traveling around the world is a good way to understand another culture. Excellent. A slight spelling mistake in culture, but other than that, it's a good sentence. And in my experience, exercise made healthy life. All right. How about makes a healthy life? Unless you're talking about some past event, we might be saying something generally here, like exercise makes a healthy life.
Okay.
Does that sound like what you wanted to say, Suna?
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. So now let's do the same fill in the blank type exercise we did with the so versus such. Number 1. Adela, will you complete number 1 for us and fill in that blank?
Is Sarah gave? Is okay. Sarah gave birth? No.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, right there.
Is yes? Is okay. Sarah gave birth to a baby boy last week. It was it was a good experience.
Sure. Yeah, that one would be a good experience because it's specific. We need that article there. Thanks, Adela. Eduardo, will you do number 2?
Sorry, I don't hear anything.
What?
The sound, sorry.
Oh, well, number
Is
one
is
was
correct?
completed. Yeah, number one was good because we are using A since it's a specific experience. Well done. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay, just making sure. Then number two, Eduardo, go ahead.
The doctor who helped her at the hospital had been a doctor for 20 years. He had the experience,
Mm-hmm.
correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had
Sarah was
experience.
happy that he has her doctor.
Yes, thank you very much. Number three, Gustavo.
Okay. Yesterday, there was a fire in Sarah's apartment building. Everyone had to leave the building. It was a bad experience.
Thank you very much. A bad experience. And number four, Jairo.
Yes. Sarah's husband Tom has worked a policeman for 5 years. Based in his experience, being a policeman is a good job.
Thank you very much. And the last one, Muscab. Will you read it for us? Rodolfo, then? Will you
Yes,
do? Oh,
yes.
sorry. Go ahead, go ahead. Do number five for us.
Okay. Last year, he saved a boy who fell to the river. That was an experience he will never forget.
Thank you. Well done. An experience he will never forget. Okay, so now we're going to combine all of this. And I'm going to ask you guys to write some sentences using an experience. So one sentence using an experience, telling me about something that happened last year. And I'll put these in the chat box, last year. Another sentence using experience as over a period of time. Another sentence using such, and another sentence using so. But if you're really talented or want a challenge, I encourage you to try to combine those. Try to combine them. So you might say something like, I had such a great experience last year when I went to Disneyland, or something like that. So try to combine as many into one sentence as possible. Perhaps you could get all four into one. I'll give you guys a couple minutes to write your sentence or sentences.
Okay.
And then I will read them and we'll talk about any mistakes made.
Okay.
Any questions while you guys are writing? If you're having any trouble, just let me know. Excellent. We've got our first answer. I was an experience the past year because my father, who has 40 years of experience in construction, gave me so much advice for my hard new house construction. Okay. Wow. Well done, Gustavo. That's quite a sentence there. Let's see, we've got an experience, so, and I think that's it, right? So you put 3 into one sentence, is that correct?
Yes, I tried.
Okay. So, I think in the beginning you meant it was an experience, right?
Okay, yes.
Yeah, instead of, I figured that was probably just a typo. So it was an experience last year.
The last year or the, yes,
Yeah,
the
or
past.
in the past year. You can say in the past year. So it was an experience in the past year because my father, who has 40 years, plural,
Years, okay.
of experience in construction, gave me, we don't need to and we don't need my, gave me so much advice for my hard new house construction. So here you'd actually want to say, so doesn't work very well because there's a noun afterwards. So you can say the construction job that is so hard. You can say the job that is or was so hard. And in that way we have an adjective that is not followed by a noun. Because if it's followed by a noun, you would say such a hard. You would say such a hard job, hard construction, house, something like that.
Okay.
All right. But excellent job. You are ambitious and you put a lot into one sentence.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Still waiting on a few others. Whenever you guys are ready, just get them in the box. And if you have any questions, let me know. Awesome. One more ready. Last weekend, I was flied on parachute. This was a great experience. I would like to repeat this experience. Okay. So, excellent sentence, and I can see that you tried to combine a couple of them in here. First off, you can just say last weekend. You don't need a preposition there. So last weekend, I was, you can either say I flew. The past of fly is flew. So maybe you wanted to say I flew on with a parachute. I flew with a parachute. This was a great experience. Well done. A great experience. Perfect use. I would like to repeat a experience, and then I'm a little confused at the end. It says, I think that you meant to say such, right? At the very end?
Shush, yes.
I see. So, I would like to repeat maybe this experience or such a good experience. So in that case, with such, we use an adjective and a noun. So if you say to repeat such a good experience, you have good, the adjective, and experience, the noun. Is that like what you wanted to say?
Yes, such a good experience.
Oh my gosh, sorry. You said you're living in San Francisco, right, Suna?
Yes?
And you don't have many friends there?
Yeah.
Oh, too bad.
Yeah. I came
How long
only
have you been there?
8 months.
Wow, that's a long time.
8
Do you
months.
plan to stay permanently?
Oh, maybe.
All right, that's ambitious. Ambitious. Okay, we have some excellent sentences in the Google chat box. We have the first few from Rodolfo. 1 year ago, I practiced skydiving. That was a good experience. I would like to practice again. So make sure you need like to practice. Don't forget that too.
Okay.
When I was in my teenage years, no ER, when I was in my teenage years, I played a lot of time with video games. That was such a funny experience. You forgot the A, so that was such a funny experience.
Okay.
In my city, the weather, meant to say weather?
Yes.
Missing an H. The weather in this period of time is so cold. Excellent sentence, as long as you add in that H. And the World Cup is such an entertaining event every 4 years. So such an with an N on it, entertaining event. Thank you very much, Adolfo. Wonderful sentences.
Okay.
Next one. In my experience, Angelina Jolie is such a beautiful woman. Well done, Eduardo. That's a perfect sentence. And in my experience, going shopping on Saturday is an experience so crazy that it seems like such a hurricane. Wow, wonderful, Adela. So just a couple small mistakes. Going shopping on Saturday is an experience so crazy that it seems like such a hurricane. Well done. All right, let's see. Couple more in the Verbling chat box. It's confusing to distinguish between so and such. Yes, that's true, Gustavo. It's a tough topic, but as long as you follow the rules about looking for a noun phrase, it's a little bit easier, but it takes a lot of experience. It definitely does.
Okay. For such, I need everything a noun. I don't know.
A noun, exactly. So such a bad day. You have an adjective and a noun there. You've got a bad day, the adjective, then the noun. And for so, you need just an adjective, no noun. Unless it's one of our exceptions like so many bad days or so few bad days. In that case, you use so.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Next sentences we have. Last year I changed jobs and it was a good experience because I like so much my new job. Okay. Then two, let's stick with one. With a couple small corrections here. Last year I changed jobs, so that'll be plural since you're talking about going from one to the other. And it was a good experience because I like my new job so much. So just rearrange that a little. Like my new job so much. And it's perfect as long as you rearrange it. Then number two, I have 2 years experience learning English. John is such a polite child. Good sentence, but again we need to rearrange a little. Such a polite child. Good one.
Okay.
Okay, am I waiting on any other sentences right now? All right. Well, I have another class coming up in a second about Facebook. It's going to be half conversation and half reading. So if you guys are interested in talking about your Facebook habits, You can join me for the next hour, and if not, I hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.